Gareth, we'll get to the injuries, which I'm sure you want to talk about in a moment, but just starting with the last 15 minutes, kind of put it into words from your view.
Two different games. One game from 0 to 80 minutes, and then a game of 17 minutes of just collapse, and it's unbelievable that the boys have done that, because they deserved something out today, but then you can't defend like that at the end there. It's three goals, and it's a capitulation, and it's a body language thing that I can't justify. But for 80 minutes, I thought we were well worthy of something today, and that's hopefully that's what people have seen. Listen, the last 17 minutes we've got to address without a shadow of a doubt. It's a 3-0 defeat. I'm judged on results. I'm not judged on performance results, and I know that. So, yeah, happy with a lot of stuff, but tough that last 17 minutes, and it didn't help losing the 2 players I did in the first half through injury. It's just a jinx on me at the moment. It's not great.
And they're 2 key leaders, aren't they, as well, which is perhaps part of the kind of mentality at the end there.
Absolutely. When you're up against it, I think a 1-0 defeat, everyone would have gone, you know what, we'll take that. We can see what the different team. We can see what's happening here. I can still see it. It's hard for me to see through a 3-0 result, but I will. Many people won't be able to see through it. Many people will just go and do what they do. I'm sure the socials are going mental, and I'm sure everyone's had their opinion. I can see through it. It's hard, but I can see through it, and I'll make it right. I'll scrap and fight to make them better defenders, better in that defensive zone, because how we haven't scored today is unbelievable. But we've been here before. We need to stick the chances in.
As you say, the chances, Brophy, it's the bar first half. Good win accidentally, deliberately in the second half, obviously trying to volley it in. Hale gets kept out a few times by the goalkeeper. Before you go 1-0 down, it could be a different scoreline.
Yeah, listen, Roland's, I think, 4 really good opportunities. Keeper was brilliant to him. We've hit the bar 3 times, as you say. We've had numerous attempts at the back stick, and chances, but you got to stick them in, and that's the story of the game. So I'll stand by. We've had, I think, 17 attempts at goal, and that's a really good ratio. Last season we were coming off thinking we've had about 3 attempts at goal. 17 today. We need to be better. We need to be more clinical. I know that, but it will come, and all I can say is we'll fight and we'll scrap. They won't get me down. There's some good boys in that dressing room, and they're really hurting. That's the big thing for me. They're hurting more than I've seen in my last 40 months. There's a lot of hurt in there, which is what I want. I want them to hurt, because we don't want to lose games.
Yeah, 7 saves from their goalkeeper. You named Liam Gordon captain, and it looked a nasty fall, didn't it?
Yeah.
What's the early prognosis on him?
Listen, I don't know. It's a knee injury, so we'll have to see. But I would take a 3-0 defeat if Liam could be fit very quickly. I'd give all that up for that, because he is one hell of a human being. He's a top guy, just absolute leads from the back. I think we probably missed him in that last 17 minutes. I don't think we conceded those goals with him in the team. I really don't. It's unbelievable, isn't it? How much luck we've had here. But we'll go again. And Armani then going off is sort of last year's skipper. He couldn't write it, And like I say, for 80 minutes, I thought we looked dangerous. James Brophy, Kadeem Harris. Some real good firepower. Ronan, like you say, lots of targets and shots and will, but we just couldn't make it happen. And sometimes you got to accept that, which I will.
Was James Brophy the big positive? Some of that link-up play between him and Hale.
Absolutely. They're playing just off a big man there, and I think that's a real good strategy. I think they're going to get chances. Listen, I'm fine with it. I know we'll create chances. I know that we can win games with this team. Just today's a crappy day.
Does the Gordon injury, obviously you were looking for a centre-half anyway, weren't you? Is that going to accelerate plans?
Yeah, we might need another one, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, knowing Liam, he's probably ready to strap his knee up and get out there for next week. But we'll have to go on the results of probably a scan or some tests on him. So we'll see where that is. But we always fear the worst when somebody like that has to come off the pitch. Usually he'll scrap through anything. But good guy. He'll be as devastated as anyone about the result. But I'll flip that and say I just want him to be okay.
And Ashley Maynard Brewer, another emergency goalkeeper. 4 years after he originally signed for Gillingham on loan and got injured in pre-season. He made his debut. What did you make of it?
Yeah, he's a good keeper, very good keeper, you know, and he's obviously at a high level for a reason. I don't think there's much you could do with the goals, you know. So yeah, we'll see if Ollie's not right by next week. We're anticipating he will be. I'm sure Ash will be a great deputy again, but yeah, it's just a little bit of help in front, I thought, at that last 17 minutes, and that's football.
Yeah, that 3-0 scoreline looks harsh, doesn't it?
Yeah, listen, it's 3-0 though. They've put the ball in the goal 3 times, and I've seen the goals. There's ways to stop it. All 3 goals. There's ways to stop all 3 goals. We didn't, and that's the story again.
Gareth, obviously the scoreline's harsh, but in the second half, did you feel you were the only team that were going to go on and win the game?
Yeah, the Rainham end is as noisy as I've heard it for 6 months, because I didn't give them much to shout about at the end of last season, and they really got behind us. It was brilliant. I thought it's coming. Stevie Craig stood up and said, we're going to score in a minute, and I said, I know, I can feel it coming, you know. Yeah, just unbelievable, you know. But the support's brilliant from these guys, it really is. You know, and if anyone wants to start writing us off now, then I've had a pretty tough day there with injuries and whatnot. But we'll go again. You know, you get the shouts from the stand, of course, and like I say, the socials will be on fire. I'm sure that's great. Everyone loves a defeat, so they can all have them on. But I got a lot of supporters, and I think there's a lot of knowledgeable people going, you know what, I like what I saw out there. With Gillingham, we're going to put it on teams, and I think the combination of the front 3 was good today. I thought they managed to create a lot of chances, and the 2 wing backs, you know, Kadim's going to obviously cause problems, and Nick, but yeah, we can't concede 3 goals in again, because you're not going to win it.
The Amani little injury, is there any news on what he did?
No, I haven't heard what he's done. His is a muscular thing, I'm sure, but it's Liam that's the big concern, because that was a joint issue. So we'll see where he is. There'll be no news come out, you know, until we definitely know positively what he's done. But yeah, it looks a nasty one, and like I say, somebody like that doesn't walk off the pitch unless they really have to. Yeah, it looked pretty sore when he came off.
And it was going to be a great day for him, his first day as Gills captain as well, you know.
And I say, you know, this place is tough sometimes, but it's tough days like this that make tough people. And like I say, if anyone wants to have a go, then I'm all for taking that abuse and sticking up for my players, because they've given everything. We were crap last 17 minutes, really bad. It's bad defending, right? But for 80 minutes, that first game, I'm hoping people went, you know what, I can see that, and we'll get better. We'll get better. But there's no hiding place. I said these are all my players. Judge me on this season. I'm happy to be judged. I believe we'll get places this season.
Those 2 injuries, how much did that affect later in the game? Because obviously it was 2 windows as well for using substitutions that had gone out in the first half.
It's huge. It's huge. You know, really, really big moments those, because you know, you look at trying to get subs on. I think they took advantage of their 3 changes, 3 opportunities in the second half. And they used 1 at half time, so these are 4, you know. But I'd used 2 by half time, and it's really tough then, because you know, I thought about Cameron Answer. He hasn't played since February. I think there's a game midweek that he's going to get involved in and get some minutes up, which was great. Gareth was a bit of a gamble as well. And I thought Ronan staying on would get something. Brophy can play different positions, but yeah, everyone will look at the scoreline, and there's never context to it. But the context is I've lost 2 of my biggest players in the first 20 minutes, and that's tough.
And just finally, can I just go back to the goalkeeper situation? With presumably Owen Mason was lined up to play, was he, before he was sold by Mansfield?
He was. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he was. I'm glad we put him on the map, and he got a good move to Bromley. But we're hoping that Ollie will be fit for next week, and that's nothing against Maynard Brewer, because he's such a great guy. Ash, you know, he's coming in. He's really deputised well. I thought he was a safe pair of hands. Kicked it well today, but you know, you're signing. You're constant. You're number 1 that you wanted in from the start. If he's back, I'm sure again it'll be a bit more, you know, regularity to the team, and we'll get to know each other. But it's been tough, you know, for the boys. It really has, and yeah, that's football sometimes. But we'll get better. We'll get better. definitely.
And I guess as a manager, you've just got to take the blows, haven't you? Respond.
Take the blows, take it. It's my job, you know. And like I say, it's a tough one to take at home because we're probably sunk to the bottom of the league here with goal difference. That's not a nice one to have at home. But what I saw out there tells me that we're not going to lose games like today. We're going to win more than we lose with that team, and probably need a couple more additions now. But we'll have to have a look where they come from.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
James, just sum up how the dressing room are feeling after that one.
Yeah, that's hard. Disappointed, I think, is the first of all. Yeah, I think the result probably doesn't reflect the game. It probably reflects how we played the game for like the last 15 minutes. So I think disappointed. I think we start the game really well. I think we play well for at least an hour, make chances, force them into mistakes, defend well. We don't convert a chance, and then the first goal starts from our corner, which I think is a really disappointing way to score, to concede a goal. And then I think we probably feel a bit sorry for ourselves, and we let the game run away from us in the last 15 minutes. So I think overall disappointed, yeah, and that's kind of probably a brief summary of how we saw the game.
Seems a fair sum up, like you say. The chances you created prior to going 1-0 down, it could have been any scoreline, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think we hit the bar, including myself, 3-4 times. We have countless shots from inside the box that we either don't test enough or miss the target. So yeah, I think we were the side with the momentum, and then from our corner we allowed that to get away from ourselves, and then there's still time to react and get back into the game, but we don't allow ourselves to, which is probably the most disappointing takeaway from that game. I think there's inconsistencies, or you will have, throughout the 46 games, throughout the 46 league games, where maybe sometimes you don't convert as many as you like, or you convert more than you think. And there's nothing wrong with taking a draw. If you can't score in one box, then don't concede in the other. And I think we've done both boxes wrong.
Did it not help the team, the fact that obviously Liam Gordon goes off injured and then Armani Little's gone off injured, and maybe there was just lacking some of that leadership in those last 15 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, that's really disappointing for us, because I think they're both really important players for us. So that's disappointing, but I think that happens in the first half. There's still so much time, and we still play well considering them setbacks. Yeah, it's definitely disappointing to lose two important players, but we can't use them as excuses. We still play well after we have the subs come on and give positive performances when they're off. So yeah, it's disappointing, but that's definitely not a factor in why the result happens.
It must be hard to take positives from a 3-0 scoreline defeat, but we saw, fledgling link-up play and understanding between yourself and Ronan Hale, and you seem pretty comfortable in that position, playing just behind the forward. Yeah.
I think before the season, I think I played pretty much every position bar centre-half. So yeah, I'm comfortable anywhere. I just like being on the pitch, and Ronan's definitely a player like myself that wants to link up. And you can see, you can see the attributes he brings, and definitely in front of goal. I think another day he probably scores a couple himself. He's so positive in his play, so forward thinking. So yeah, I think we've definitely got a wide spectrum of players and depth, and there was positives in that. But it's hard to see that right now. Yeah,
I can imagine. And obviously there are 11 new signings, including yourself. There's a lot to gel together, and you haven't had your number one goalkeeper yet either. So I guess those things are going to take some time. Yeah, probably. But season started now, we don't have time. I think it's about looking at that performance, the positives, the negatives as well. We'll address in the week. But looking at how we can make the positive performance consistently across the whole 90 minutes, because I think we had positive first half, but you don't see that now. So I think it's about how we ensure come the next game we allow ourselves to give ourselves a chance over the whole 90 minutes. I was going to say, coming from a team who obviously got promoted from this division last season, is that going to be the key, the way you respond to days like this and defeats like this?
Yeah, definitely. We had to respond ourselves last year to disappointing performances. I think it's just about giving ourselves more consistency. I think that's the only way we change that pattern or that result from being in the game to not in the game. Is making sure we provide ourselves a level of consistency that gives ourselves a chance in every game.
Sure, nice one. Thank you.
Thank you.
James, how important is it not to get too deflated from one game?
Yeah, really important, really important. It's only one game. I think it's more disappointing because for such a large part of the game you play well. I think it would be easier if you just had a bad performance. But I think it's more disappointing when you're in the game and when really you feel like from the first hour you should probably win that game. But yeah, it's definitely important not to get too down. That's one game out of 46. There's more positives to take from that game than negatives. So like I said, yeah, it's about taking them, ensuring we can kind of provide them across a whole game rather than just parts of it.
Did you feel that goal was coming for you in the second half when you were kicking towards the Rainham end?
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes it can feel maybe across an hour where you've had numerous chances that maybe today's not your day. I think that's a mindset thing. I think you need to really look at it a different way, that you're deciding the momentum. You'd rather have too many chances than not enough chances. And I think that's the case. And I think we, from half-time coming out to the second half, the message was to carry on going and to push even more. And I think we started the second half well. And we have numerous chances before they score again. So yeah, I think we felt like we were deciding the momentum and we were the ones that were probably looking to take the 3 points. And then the first goal was just disappointing from ourselves.
Just take back to the end of the first half when you hit the bar. I saw your reaction after your shot came up, clipped the top of the bar and went over. Was that because you thought you should have scored it, or was it? Yeah.
I think I think we all, as professional players, try and set ourselves a high standard. I don't know if it was in the box. I have a chance on the edge of the box or around the edge of the box. Minimum, I should hit the target, and I'd like to think I should score. So yeah, it's frustration from me because I think where I was playing today, that position. Part of my job is to definitely score and create goals to help a team get a positive result. So yeah, that was a disappointing moment for me because I think we all set ourselves high standards that I should probably score.
I was going to say, you mentioned playing in that position as well. I mean, have you got a favourite position across there? Because you can play anywhere across that midfield, can't you? How much did you enjoy playing in that role? Yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm still a kid. I just like being on the pitch. Put me anywhere, and I'll try my best. But I enjoy different parts of different positions. I don't really have a favourite. My favourite is just being on the pitch, hopefully. I guess when you're quite central like that, you're quite heavily involved in the game, or?
Yeah. I think centrally, definitely, you can feel like you're more involved in the game regardless of other factors. I think sometimes when you play on the wing or on the side, you feel like you're partly influenced by your team, maybe the momentum of the game, or sometimes different sides feel like they're getting more of the ball. But then there's other positives to being outside because I think you get left 1v1 a bit more. So it's more of a one-on-one duel rather than in the middle. I think sometimes there's a bit of congestion, chaos.
Thanks very much.
All right.